So let's start with asphalt binary evaluation. Okay. So you see, asphalt grade is determined for type and its geographic location of mix. So um, determine its type means what grade of bitumen that is. In order to find out that, we perform test. Like I said earlier, penetration gauge was used. So by just looking at the penetration value, you can say that if my bitumen is of grade 60-80, or it is 50-40-60, or 80-120, like that, you can directly say, just by performing the penetration test. So the grade can be determined, and also the geographical location of mix. Geographical location of mix, that also that whether you are going to use that bitumen in uh, cold area or in hot area, depending upon that, the test should be performed. Like softening point test will give you an idea whether the bitumen should be used in the can be used in that climate or not. So it also gives you an idea about the geographical location. It's verify specification properties like penetration, you have already learned. Viscosity, you have learned using Sabol viscometer. Then softening point, you have learned. Ductility, you have learned. Recovery is same like ductility test only. That means it is called actually elastic recovery test. So here, after the um, bitumen after the bituminous specimen, after it gets elongated up to a certain distance, then it is cut using a scissor. It is cut and it is kept like that for some time, and because of the elastic nature, the this specimen gets shrinked. So it will become like this. It will also become like this. Okay, so from here to here, how much how much it has recovered, that is called elastic recovery test. So anyway, so determine ranges of mixing and compaction temperature from temperature viscosity plot. This is important, pay attention. Okay, so so you see, um, whenever we have discussed already why viscosity is required, why viscosity test is done. Viscosity is required because we want to ensure that when bitumen and aggregate are getting mixed, then the viscosity should not be that low that we face some kind of problem in mixing. Okay, if the viscosity is low, that means what? Sorry, if the viscosity is high. Okay, I'm sorry, if the viscosity is high, that means what? The resistance to flow will be high. That means it will be like semi-solid. It will not be liquid. It will be that much liquid. Okay, so whenever we perform viscosity test, we have to ensure that the viscosity is sufficient that it can be used to mix the bitumen and aggregate. Also, during compaction, it should get compacted. Now mixing and compaction means, mixing is like in the plant bitumen and aggregates would be mixed. Okay, there you need some viscosity. Okay, some desirable viscosity should be there. And compaction means, now see, these things are intentional. Okay, these things are intentional. So তোমালোকে এইবিলাক বান্দৰামি কৰিব যদি নেৰা, তোমাৰো ক্লাছ নলওঁ কিন্তু দেখিছা। that is the reason I don't want to take class. Okay, তোমালোকৰ বেটছৰ মানে নিজকে কি বুলি ভাবা, অভাৰ স্মাৰ্টে ভাবা নেকি নাজানো আৰু। so this compaction range and mixing range, these are given on the basis of the requirement when like how to perform your so suppose you are mixing bitumen and aggregate in a plant, then the bitumen has to be fluid, the bitumen has to be fluid. That means the mixing temperature should be high, and when the mixing temperature is high, you also know that the viscosity will be low, right? So the viscosity will be low if the temperature is high, and you will say that my viscosity, that the viscosity of the bitumen during mixing should lie in this range. You say from 190 to 150 centistroke. That means 170 plus minus 20 centistroke should be the desirable viscosity of the bitumen when it is getting mixed. Now mix korila plantot, mix korar pisot ki koriba? You will transport the mix where to where the actual construction of the road is going on. So during transportation, what will happen? Your temperature will go down. Suppose you are mixing at a temperature of say 1, now here it is saying in terms of Fahrenheit, but say you are mixing at a temperature of 150 degree centigrade. So 150 mix kori asila, tar pisot transport kori yate tumi dump korila. Now yate lay korar pisot ki hobo? A roller will come and it will start compacting. Okay, now when it is getting compacted, there also some kind of viscosity should be there. Enuka to hobo nware je totally solid hoy gol yaloke ana mane, then it will be very difficult for the roller to compact. So some desirable viscosity range should be given for compaction also. Suppose for compaction it is saying that my viscosity should be in the range of 280 plus minus 30 centistroke. Okay, that is higher. We can afford higher because mixing is more important. Compaction is, it's okay. Then after compacting, means if we know the relationship between viscosity and temperature for a particular bitumen, then you will be able to find out the temperature. Suppose because these things are always constant irrespective of the bitumen type, the bitumen should always have 170 plus minus 20 centistroke of viscosity during mixing. So if you have a bitumen, then you perform this particular experiment to find out the relation between viscosity and temperature. Then you find out whether the bitumen shows at what temperature bitumen shows your this actual the viscosity within this range. Now you note down the temperature. Say suppose in between 130 to 150 degree centigrade, my viscosity is 150 to 190 centistroke. That means whenever we mix the bitumen, the mixing temperature should be always in between 130 to 150 degree centigrade. Okay. Now again, after if you have this curve, you can also find out what should be the temperature to have a viscosity of 280 plus minus 30 30 centistroke. Suppose you get a value of 90 degree to 110 degree centigrade. So you know that if the temperature of the bitumen is 90 to 100 degree centigrade, 110 degree centigrade, your the viscosity of the bitumen will be in this range. So as an engineer, your role comes here that when the mix is getting laid or it is getting compacted, you should ensure that the temperature is 90 to 110 degree centigrade, right? How will you do that? You will use some thermometer. So the engineer should always carry a thermometer because he should ensure that the temperature is within this range or not. So ইয়াতকে যদি কম হয় কি হ'ব? Suppose the temperature বহুত দূৰ হ'ল, ৰাস্তা ট্ৰেফিক আছিলে, কিবা আছিলে, আহি পাওঁতে the temperature has become 70 degree centigrade of the mix. 70 degree কি হ'ব? The bitumen will be semi solid. Okay, it will not be like that much flow it will be having. So at 70 degree centigrade, if you try to compact it, you can imagine, okay, just use your imagination. If the bitumen is semi solid, will it get compacted easily? No, it will stick to the wheel of the rollers, and the roller will find very the roller will find it difficult to compact a mix at 70 degrees centigrade. So as an engineer, you have to ensure that whenever the mix is getting late, the temperature should be in this range. All right. So this thing you have understood, I think. If you have any doubt, you can raise your hand. No, no doubt. No doubt বুলি ক'লে অলপ ভয় লাগে, একোৱে বুজি পোৱা নাই নে সব বুজি পাইছা? Okay, সব বুজি পাইছা বুলি ধৰি ল'ম আৰু। So let's go to this main topic now, preparation of Marshal specimens. So till now we were talking about aggregates and bitumen separately. Okay, aggregates and bitumen separately. They have been discussed. They have been discussed in details. Like in case of aggregates, we know how to blend, how to do trial and error method, how to obtain the required gradation. Suppose you have performed all these gradations, all this, you have used all these techniques, and now you have the required gradation. Now that particular mixture of aggregates should be mixed with the bitumen. Now the bitumen is also tested for all the with all the tests, and you have found it okay. Okay, this bitumen can be used. The softening point is low. Sorry, the softening point is high. Penetration value is low. So like that, you have found out two particular sources of aggregates and bitumen. Now as a mix, okay, bitumen has passed individually. Bitumen has passed all the tests. Individually, the aggregate has passed all the tests. Los Angeles abrasion, impact value. Bitumen has passed its own test, like softening point, penetration. Now as a mix, is it going to work together or not? In order to know, we have to do Marshal test. Okay, and using Marshal test, we will also be able to find out thank you, Asigur. So using Marshal test, we also know that we will also know what should be the percentage of bitumen to be used with the aggregate. Suppose by weight, okay, nothing is in terms of volume. So by weight, suppose if you are taking 95% of aggregate, then 5% should be bitumen. So like what should be the percentage, whether it should be 94% aggregate, 6% bitumen. So we'll talk in terms of bitumen only. So if you mean 4.5% bitumen, that means it will be 5.5% aggregate only. Okay, so we'll talk in terms of percentage of bitumen. So OBC means optimum binder content. So optimum binder content means your finally what is the value of percentage of bitumen to be used for that particular source of aggregates, that you need to find out. It is not constant. Okay, তোমালোকে কৰবাত পাব পাৰা যে 4% bitumen দিলেই হ'ল, 4.5% দিলেই হ'ল. It cannot be said like that. Okay, this is the reason why our pavement fails. তোমালোকে চিমেণ্টত জানো কৰা তেনেকুৱা? ঘৰ এটা বনালে directly without doing mix design, if you are going to construct a high-rise building without doing mix design, will you go for M25 concrete or M30 concrete? No, we have to do mix design. Similarly, for bituminous mix also, we have to do Marshal mix design. Otherwise, it will not be right. So Marshal specifications, Marshal specimens, how to prepare it. Let's discuss that. So Marshal specimens are generally cylindrical in nature. Okay, it looks some kind of this. Okay, the cylindrical specimen of this mixture is this cylindrical specimen is a mixture of bitumen and aggregate. So there will be aggregate here and bitumen also. All right, so how to prepare this specimen? First, let's discuss this. So aggregate blend. Aggregate blend means aggregate mix. So aggregate mix, suppose you have 4 different aggregate sizes. Okay, like dust, you have one source. Say this is source A, this is source B, source C, source D. Okay, you have 4 different sources. Now তোমালোকে দেখিছা চাগে কৰবাত, নাজানো দেখিছে নে নাই, কিন্তু দেখিবা আৰু যে যেতিয়া এগ্ৰিগেট বিলাক আনা থাকে ন, লেবত হওক বা কৰবাত হওক, সদায় এনেকে লিখা থাকে 20 mm ডাউন, 10 mm ডাউন, 6 mm ডাউন. What is 10 mm down? 10 mm down means all the aggregate particles in that bin is of less than 10 mm size. That is the maximum size is 10 mm. তোমালোকৰ ক্ৰাছ যেতিয়া কৰে, এগ্ৰিগেট যেতিয়া ক্ৰাছিং কৰে, তোমাৰ এখন চিফ থাকিব. ওকে, চিফখনৰ suppose তুমি 10 mm down aggregates উলিয়াই আছা. ওকে, যেতিয়া চিফখনৰ, it will be a huge sieve. ওকে, চিফখনৰ সাইজ suppose 10 mm. ওকে, 10 mm যদি তোমাৰ চিফখনৰ সাইজ হয়, ওকে, চিফৰ ওপেনিং বিলাকৰ সাইজ হয়, that means what? Aggregate particles that passes through that huge sieve will have a maximum size of 10 mm only. কিন্তু এটোটো কম নোৱাৰে যে সব aggregate 10 mm সাইজৰে হ'ব, কাৰণ 10 mm তকৈ সৰু বিলাকো পাজ হ'ব, ৰাইট? So we write down 10 mm down, 10 mm down বুলি লিখা থাকে. ওকে, 10 mm down, কাৰণ ক্ৰাছাৰ প্লান্টত তোমালোকে দেখিবা 10 mm ৰ বেলেগকে ওলাই আছে, 20 mm ৰ বেলেগকে ওলাই আছে, and they are separated and they are kept as different heaps. Okay, so suppose you have 4 sources, these 4 sources. Now after this you will perform your aggregate blending by, since there are 4 sources, so you have to do Roche-Push method. So using Roche-Push method you have prepared your aggregate blend. Now you know that you have to take 6% from here, 20% from here, like that. You have found out all the percentages to be taken from different heaps. So that should be now you have one mix. Okay, these are not 4 different mixes. These 4 different mixes will be mixed to have only one particular mix of aggregates. Okay, so this particular mix of aggregates now will be used with 4 different bitumen content. That means first you will prepare a sample by using 5% bitumen content. That means 95% by weight will be aggregates, 5% by weight will be bitumen. One sample will be prepared like this. Then again from the same mix to বহুত ডাঙৰ আৰু, okay, তাৰ পৰা অলপ অলপকে লৈ আছা তুমি. Now in the second specimen will be prepared by taking 5.5% of bitumen and your 94.5% of aggregate, then 6% bitumen, 6.5%, then 6.5% bitumen. So 4 different bitumen content you have to take, and that will be mixed with the same aggregate. Okay, bitumen content vary kori asa, bitumen no same hoy. Okay, bitumen is also the same bitumen you are using, that's the percentage you are paying. Okay, and aggregate is also the same mixer you are. Okay, Dixita. কোৱা Dixita.
Sir, এই 4 different to সদায় এইকেইটা সাইজৰে হয় না বেলেগ বেলেগো হয়?
এই 4 এইকেইটা কথা কৈছা না ওপৰৰ কেইটা কথা কৈছা?
এগ্ৰিগেট কেইটা সাইজ,
এগ্ৰিগেট কেইটা তোমাৰ ওপৰত ডিপেন্ড কৰিব, তোমাক সাপ্লায়াৰে কেনেকুৱা টাইপৰ দিছে,
মানে এইটো এটা এক্সাম্পল হয় তাৰ মানে,
এটা এক্সাম্পল হয়, এটা এক্সাম্পল হয়. ইভেন দিস ইজ অলসো এক্সাম্পল. 5 to 5 পইণ্ট যিখিনি যিটো দিয়া আছে ন, ইয়াতে তুমি 4টা 5 ৰ পৰা 6.5 লৈকে লৈছা. কিয় লৈছা ইউ উইল সি, ইয়াতে এটা আছে ৰবা তোমাৰ. মই যে কৈছিলো MRTH চব দিয়া থাকে বুলি, MRTH এইটো দিয়া আছে তোমাৰ তলত চাবা, ভিটামিন কন্টেন্ট বাই percentage by mass of total mix. Yata ki diya ase 5 to 7 diya ase. So you have to test 5%, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7. Ekita lobo labo. Yata 5 to 6 diya ase. তো 5 5.5 6 তেনেকৈ দিয়া দিব ওকে আৰু দুজনে ৰেজ কৰিছে
ঠিক
Sir,
no কোৱা আছে তো
sir, why do we need dust?
ডাষ্ট তো লাগিবই ন তোমাৰ যেতিয়া
Yes.
ভয়েডছ থাকিব তোমাৰ ভয়েডছ থাকিব নোৱাৰে ন ৰাস্তা এটাত যদি তোমাৰ ডাষ্ট যদি মিক্স নকৰা এগ্ৰিগেট চেম্পলৰ লগত there will be voids
No, sir.
voids থাকিলে তোমাৰ water penetrate কৰিব হয় না নাই so in a well graded
sir.
mix সবৰে তোমাৰ অলপ অলপ থাকিবই লাগিব এনেকুৱা নহয় যে তুমি ডাষ্ট ইউজ কৰিবই নোৱাৰিবা বেছিকে নালাগে অলপ লাগিব বেছি হলে কি প্ৰব্লেম হয় ক'লোৱে মই ভিটামিন খিনিৰ লগত কোটিং নহব ভালকে ভিটামিন খিনি ডাষ্টৰ লগত লগ লাগি যাব so a little bit of dust should be there otherwise how you are going to like fill the voids or voids থাকিলে মানে it will be detrimental right
Okay, sir.
আৰু কোনোবা হাত দাঙা দেখিছিল বিদিশা okay বিদিশা কোৱা
স্যাৰ এটো কি 5 আৰু 6 এনেকুৱা ৰেঞ্জৰে থাকিব নেকি 5 আৰু 7 তেনেকুৱা ৰেঞ্জত
তেনেকুৱা ৰেঞ্জতে থাকে জেনেৰেলি 4 to 7% ভিটামিনতে থাকিব এটো তোমাৰ হিটটো কেতিয়াও মই দেখা নাই ইভেন মোৰ দেন 7 মই কেতিয়াও দেখা নাই ওকে সো ৰেঞ্জটো এনেকুৱা থাকিব
মানে তেনেকুৱা মাত্ৰাতে মানে পইণ্ট ওয়াইজত চেঞ্জ হ'ব মানে ন
এক্স্যাক্টলি আৰু এক্স্যাক্টলি কিমান হয় ৰেঞ্জটো এটো এমআৰটিএইচত দিয়া থাকে এটা BC 1 হলে ইমান হ'ব BC 2 হলে ইমান হ'ব এটো দিয়া থাকিব ওকে সো ললা তোমাৰ ভিটামিনো একেটাই কিন্তু তুমি বেলেগ বেলেগ পার্সেন্টেজত ইউজ কৰিছা সো চাৰিটা ভিটামিন সো চাৰিটা তোমাৰ তেনেকুৱা স্যাম্পল হ'ব ৰাইট যদি তুমি সেম এগ্ৰিগেট আৰু সেম ভিটামিন ইউজ কৰা বেলেগ বেলেগ পার্সেন্টেজত then you will get 4 samples like this of different vitamin content also you have to take 3 specimens for each vitamin content মানে তুমি 5% 5% vitamin দি তুমি তিনিটা বনাব লাগিব সো সেম তোমাৰ মানে এইটো এনেকুৱা দেখি তোমাৰ okay this is Marshal specimen so same contentor that means 5% vitamin 95% aggregate তোমাৰ তিনিটা থাকিব okay এটো যদি মই লিখি দিও ওপৰত 5% vitamin বুলি এনেকুৱা তিনিটা থাকিব 5% লিখা 5.5% লিখা আৰু তিনিটা থাকিব 6% লিখাও তিনিটা থাকিব মানে একে নিচিনা তোমাৰ তিনিটা বনাব লাগিব মানে just to be on the safer side okay so total তোমাৰ minimum 12টাৰ পৰা 15টা হ'ব কাৰণ ইয়াতে 4টা আছে সবৰে যদি তিনিটাকে বনোৱা 4 into 3 তোমাৰ 12 হ'লে ঠিক আছে so total তোমাৰ minimum 12টা 15টা মান হ'ব আৰু এনেকুৱা sample now এই sample কেইটাৰ ওপৰত টেষ্ট কৰিব লাগে okay so sample কেইটা এইটো কেনেকৈ বনাই অলপ ডিটেইলছত আমি let's see how the samples are prepared okay so preparation of Marshal specimens okay so in order to etu foreign or dekhai ase ha India dekham baru so we required quantity of aggregates and heat to mixing temperature so tumi aggregate lola generally tomar 1200 gram total mix to hobo lage okay tumi test to korar agote gom paba no tumi 5% or banaba okay aru 5.5% or banaba so 5.5 আৰু 5 মানে কি হয় 5% ভিটামিন হলে 1200 or 5% কিমান হ'ব 60 গ্রাম so 60 গ্রাম যদি ভিটামিন হয় এগ্রিগেট কিমান দিব লাগিব তাতে 1200 minus 60 1140 so 1140 গ্রাম এগ্রিগেট তুমি ললা মিক্স ওকে চাৰিটা সোৰ্সৰ পৰা লৈ কিনে তুমি মিক্স এটা বনালা now you have to heat the aggregate separately mix কৰাৰ আগতে তুমি হিট কৰিব লাগিব to the required mixing temperature কৈছিলো ন মই ইয়াতে তোমালোকে mixing temperature পাইছিলা এটো কিবা তাৰ ৰেঞ্জত থাকিবৰ কাৰণে মিক্সিং কিমান টেম্পাৰেচাৰ কৰিব লাগিব কম্পেকচন কিমান টেম্পাৰেচাৰ কৰিব লাগিব সো এই টেম্পাৰেচাৰ কিটা তুমি অলৰেডি জানা সো দ্যাট টেম্পাৰেচাৰ হেতু টেম্পাৰেচাৰলৈকে তুমি হিট কৰিব লাগিব ভিটামিনটো ওকে হিট মানে ওভেনত থৈ দিলা আৰু ওভেনত থৈ দিয়াৰ পিছত তুমি চেক কৰি আছা মাজে মাজে হিমান টেম্পাৰেচাৰ পালে না নাই যদি পালে ওকে ইউ টেক ইট আউট নাও you preparation of Marshal specimens etu sorry etu ebar hoy ase tar pisot ki korilo 8 proper weight of asphalt binder means bitumen to the heated aggregate So bitumen, if you need to pour, then of course it has to be heated also. Okay, if you heat the bitumen, then only it will become liquid. So you heat the bitumen also, then you pour it. Okay, you have to dila di, you have to mix. You have to mix. Generally enuka mixing equipment thake. Okay, mixing equipment thake jot tomar automatically mix হৈ যায়. So mix the asphalt binder and aggregate until uniform coating of aggregates is achieved. Look at the stripping test of coating hole kenuka হৈ যায়, right? So stripping test case to অলপ বেলেগ আছিল. Stripping test all the aggregate sizes were uniform. Okay, 10 to 12 mm আছিল. So that is a different case. But here tomar fine aggregates will also be there, coarse aggregate thakibo, dust to thakibo. So it will look different. So suppose it is looking like this. Now this place the loose HMA into a preheated Marshal mold. Now this is called your Marshal mold. Not this one. Okay, there is duta ase tolorto tomar Marshal mold boli koy. Okay, and this one is called collar. And so if you are now you are placing this mix into the Marshal mold preheated মানে কিয় preheated কৈছে কোৱাচোন মানে এটো তুমি ওভেনত থৈ দিব লাগিব অলপ সময় নহলে এটো যদি টেম্পাৰেচাৰটো room temperature থাকে তুমি মিক্স খিনি দিয়াৰ লগে লগে that is the law of nature, isn't it? তোমাৰ দুটা বেলেগ বেলেগ টেম্পাৰেচাৰ বস্তু যদি কন্টাক্টত আহে they will go into a balanced temperature. So it will যদি তুমি 50 degrees থাকে it will try to bring down the temperature of the mix, but we don't want it. Okay, কাৰণ কম্পেক্ট কৰিব আছে ন so এটো অলপ যদি আমি হিট কৰি থৈ দিও তেতিয়া the temperature will not go down easily. Check the temperature of HMA. HMA means your hot mix asphalt. So bituminous mix যেটো তোমাৰ ইন্ডিয়ান টার্ম হয় এটো তোমাৰ hot mix asphalt বুলি generally কয় most of the places. Most of the places is called HMA. যেনেকে bitumen to তোমাৰ asphaltor হলনি ইউজ কৰে বা তোমাৰ asphalt bitumen হলনি ইউজ কৰে just like that HMA is used instead of bituminous mix. Hot mix asphalt because it is hot, because it is a mixture and of what asphalt, so it is HMA. So you check the temperature of the bituminous mix. It should be within the mixing temperature. Mixing temperature, remember, range established earlier. Okay, I think এখিনি বুজি পাইছা সব তো এতিয়া এটো দিয়াৰ লগে লগে কি হ'ব তোমাৰ যেহেতু this is a loose mix so কম্পেক্ট কৰা নাই so এটো এখিনি মানলৈ থাকিব চাগে ওকে এখিনি মানলৈ আহিছে অলপ মোল্ডৰ ডাইমেনশনটো তোমাৰ হাইটটো ইমান আছে তোমাৰ এখিনি মানলৈ উঠি আহিব 10 মিনিট আছে হৈ যাব বাৰু অলপ থাৰ্ড সেশনত আমি যাব লাগিব ওকে so suppose ইয়ালৈকে আহিলে now এটোটো কলাৰ হয় কলাৰটো গুছাই দিয়া যাব okay so only this mold will be there so you have to compact it right so apply appropriate number of compaction blows on top and bottom side of the specimen okay compaction blows কেনেকৈ দিবা so এটো তোমাৰ হেমাৰ আছে তোমালোকে এনেকুৱা টেষ্ট কৰিছা চাগে প্ৰক্টৰ টেষ্টত কৰিছা প্ৰক্টৰ it was like manually you are giving the blows but in case of your Marshal you have to give the blows using a automatic hammer because the numbers of blows are very high 75 blows on both the side তুমি এনেকে 75 টা ব্লো দিলা ইয়ালৈকে আহিল তাৰপিছত আকু now you invert the mold তাৰপিছত কলাৰটো তুমি ইপিনে লগাই দিবা দি আকু উল্টা সাইডে দি আকু 75 টা ব্লোজ দিব লাগিব okay so 75 total 150 টা ব্লোজ দিলা দিয়াৰ পিছত now it is compacted okay compact হোৱাৰ পিছত you have to keep it for 24 hours ঠাণ্ডা হ'ব দিয়াৰ পিছত you have to extract the specimen from the mold okay এটা তোমাৰ extractor থাকিব so extrude the specimen from the mold and place identification marks so this extractor টো পৰা কি কৰিব তোমাৰ moldটোত সোমাই আছে ন so moldটোত যদি আগতীয়াকে অলপ তেল বা গ্ৰীজ লগাই থৈ দিয়া it becomes easier so যেতিয়া ঠাণ্ডা হ'ল টাইট হ'ল now you have to take the sample out. তো এটা তোমাৰ ইকুইপমেন্ট এটা আছে য'ত তোমাৰ এনেকে ভৰাই মোলটো তোমাৰ ধৰি ৰাখিব আৰু ওপৰৰ পৰা ফোৰ্স আহিব বা তলৰ পৰা ফোৰ্স আহিব তেতিয়া তোমাৰ চেম্পলটো ধুনীয়াকে ওলাই আহিব. Okay, you see this is the Marshal specimen, and standard size of a Marshal specimen should be of height 64 mm and diameter should be 102 mm. Okay, so this is how it looks. Okay, so it was again our IIT lab or actual sample preparation in the transportation engineering lab IIT Guwahati. So this is Indian condition. You see this is the aggregate mixer. The aggregate is heated, then bituminous mixed with the aggregates, then it is getting mixed hoৱাৰ পিছত sample ভৰালে ইয়াতে তাৰপিছত compact কৰিলে. Okay, you can see it here in details. Dust is getting প্ৰথমতে coarse aggregate দিলে, fine দিলে, dust দিলে, গোটেইখিনি দিয়াৰ পিছত mix. এইটো ডাইৰেক্ট ইয়াতে দিয়া নাই, অভেনত দিছে, অভেনৰ পৰা আনি কেনে মিক্স কৰিছে. Okay, so mix হ'ল, mix হোৱাৰ পিছত এটা ঢালিছে তোমাৰ মোল্ডত ঢালি আছে, এইটো এক্সট্ৰেক্ট কৰি আছে. This is not compaction. Okay, more photo আহিব এতিয়া চাবা. So these samples are placed in oven after heating it to the required temperature. These samples are now, these aggregate samples are now placed in the mixing bowl. Bitumen is added. After adding the bitumen, you have to mix the sample, and after mixing the sample you have to again keep it, take it out, and again generally 2 ঘন্টা আকৌ ওভেনত থৈ দিব লাগে. The reason is তুমি মিক্স কৰাৰ লগে লগে কম্পেক্ট নকৰা ন, এক্সুৱেল ফিল্ডত তোমাৰ টাইম লাগিব হেৰিৰ পৰা আহিবৰ কাৰণে. তোমাৰ কি বুলি কয় মিক্সিং প্লান্টৰ পৰা এক্সুৱেল সাইট য'ত তোমাৰ কাম চলি আছে তালৈকে অহাৰ কাৰণে টাইম লাগিব. So that is simulated by keeping it in oven for another 2 hours. তাৰপিছত it is like put into the Marshal mold, then it is compacted. Okay, it is compacted, then after compaction, after 2 days this samples are taken out of the mold and you take the dimensional measurements, and you have to also take the weight and all. We'll discuss why the weight should be taken. Okay, so now we will come to density void analysis. Okay, but doubt থাকিলে raise hand কৰিব. So density void analysis means you need to now measure the amount of all those things in terms of volume as well as weight. So it's in a mixer of aggregate bitumen. What are the things that will be there? One is air to থাকিবই তোমাৰ মাজত. There will be some voids. So void means air. So air will be there. Bitumen থাকিব, absorb bitumen থাকিব. কিছুমান bitumen তোমাৰ aggregator pores বিলাকত সোমাই যাব, that is called absorb bitumen, and there will be aggregates. So these 4 components will be there. So now you have to play with these numbers to arrive at certain volumetric elements, which are air voids, voids in mineral aggregates, VMA, and voids filled with asphalt. So it is a বহুত complicated term হয়, তোমালোকক এতিয়া ক'লে মানে বুজিও নাপাবা. So কেনেকে উলিয়াই এইটো জাস্ট ফৰ্মুলা কেইটা দেখাই দিম, কিন্তু I am not going to discuss in details because it's very difficult to understand. It will be very difficult for you to understand at this point. So anyway, we will first find out bulk specific gravity of the mix. এটোটো তোমালোকে পাৰিবাই, bulk specific gravity মানে কি, aggregate কেনেকে উলিয়াই bulk specific gravity জানা. So generally if we know the like your total weight and if you exactly know the volume, then we can find out the specific gravity. Okay, because we know that we can find out the unit weight, and unit weight of water we can assume that to be like 1. Specific gravity, if we assume it to be 1, then it will be 1000 kg per meter cube will be the unit weight. Then we can find out the bulk specific gravity of the mix. So it looks like this. All right, it looks like this, and this is GMB, the bulk specific gravity of the mix. This is the mass of the mix and total volume of the mix. Now how to find out the total volume of the mix? Total volume of the mix can be find out. These are the different formulas. Okay, GMM, one is called your GMM. So you see, GMM is called theoretical maximum specific gravity. You have to understand only these two terms for now. Okay, one is called bulk specific gravity and another is called theoretical maximum specific gravity. Bulk specific gravity means the sample is there, what is the specific gravity of the mix. Okay, maximum theoretical specific gravity means if the sample has no air voids. If the sample has no air voids, that means if it is compacted to such a level that it doesn't possess any kind of air voids, then what will be the specific gravity? But is it possible to compact in such a way that there will not be air void? It's not possible. So we will have to find it by some other way. All right. So GMM is mass of mix, total volume of mix minus VA. So in order to find out the bulk specific gravity, first you have to take the specimen weight in air. Let's assume this is A. Take the weight of the specimen in water. Okay, in water means তোমাৰ এইখিনি মই পঢ়াইছো চাগে তোমালোকক, right? এখন weighing balance থাকিব, weighing balance ৰ পৰা you just hang the sample immersed in water. তেতিয়া তোমাৰ Archimedes principle you know, যেতিয়া তোমাৰ sample এটা পানীত ডুবাই দিয়া যায়, then the buoyant force will act upward and its weight reduces. Okay, and the weight how much weight gets reduced is equal to the volume of the sample. Okay, so that take the SSD weight. SSD তোমালোকক পঢ়াইছো চাগে, saturated surface dry, মানে উলিয়াই আনাৰ পিছত you just rub and the surface should be dried but it should remain saturated. That condition is called your SSD. So GMB you can find out A by C minus B. C minus B by Archimedes principle, it gives you the volume. So weight in air divided by volume will give you the